The Franchise Tax Board in California says 1 million Californians will owe $12 billion more in taxes next year. Grover Norquist, Americans for Tax Reform president. You've got to break this down for me. Is that an extra $12 billion paid by those 1 million Californians because of the new tax law? Is that or is it a total $12 billion from 1 million Californians?
They're talking about actually those folks paying higher taxes. The study claims it's $12 billion in higher taxes. That'd be about $10,000 for each of the million. It's not impossible. The good news is most Californians, like most Americans, will actually have already seen their pay increase, their taxes go down so that their take-home pay is increased. Across the country, it's 90% of Americans, but there are some states who have such high state and local taxes. California, New York, Chicago.
Okay. So hold on a second. So they're saying that because of the new tax law, and because California is a high-tax state and you can't deduct state and local taxes any longer, you can't do that, therefore Californians will pay an extra $12 billion next year compared to what they're paying this year. Is that accurate?
Well, I don't know if it's accurate, but that would be a million people paying $12,000 more in taxes. That seems high to me.
No, an extra $12 billion in taxes will come out of California because of the new tax law. That's astonishing.
Well, California had been subsidized by the rest of the country for the last 60 years because they've had higher taxes, but they've told their rich people in California, don't move. This is 50% off. Like you go to a store and they advertise 50% off sale. It's deductible. Our tax increase on you is deductible, so you shouldn't mind. At the end of the day, now, the first $10,000 for average people, that's tax deductible. The $10,000 are state and local taxes. But if you have a very expensive house and a very high income, that's a state with high property taxes and high income taxes. California could solve that problem tomorrow by cutting their income tax.
And they won't. Okay.
Their state income tax.
They will not do that. I got to move on for a second. The Wall Street Journal, I'm sure you saw this poll, 27% surveyed, they think the Republican tax plan is a good idea. 36% say it's a bad idea. You know, we've spoken often on the benefits of this tax deal. It doesn't seem like the message is getting through, Grover.
Well, first of all, the President and the House and Senate need to stay on message and talk about taxes every day and not talk about three things, because then the establishment press can decide to talk about something other than the tax bill and the growth that's taken place. We've gone from below 2% a year growth to, in the last 12 months, 3% a year growth. That is a huge jump. We saw in February alone 800,000 people come into the job market who'd been discouraged workers. 300,000 of those got jobs the first month that they were in. So there's tremendous progress on higher take-home pay.
It's working. I get it. I get it. It's working. You explain to me why it's not more popular.
Well, if you watch CNN, if you watch a number of the establishment shows, you would just hear criticism from Democrats. Nancy Pelosi is saying that this is a tax increase on middle-income people. Here's how she figured that. It's a significant tax cut on middle-income people, but 10 years from now, if the Democrats are in charge, they won't extend it. Therefore, it would snap back to Obama levels of taxes, and that is a high tax increase on middle-income people, because right now we have a significant tax cut on middle-income Americans. But she jumps ahead 10 years and says this is a tax increase 10 years from now because the Democrats don't plan to extend it, because they intend to raise taxes on middle-income people by not extending it, and ignores the next 10 years of lower taxes, which I believe will clearly be made permanent before the end of the day. But the press takes that quotation as if it wasn't completely cherry-picked and upside down.
It's very hard to fight the media when they're monolithically opposed to anything Trump. Grover, I'm out of time. Thanks for joining us. Sorry about that. Thanks very much.